Alright folks, we're going to do a small little demonstration here of the PR40 versus 3 different condenser microphones. You're going to be hearing the Olympus DM420 by Olympus America. Then you're going to be hearing the Blue Snowball. Then you're going to be hearing the internal microphone on the Mac. Now this is a dynamic microphone. This is the Heil PR40. And they're all going to be flat. I'm not going to A-B them. I'm going to leave them at the exact same volumes, but I'm not going to A-B them. Okay? What my system says is what the volumes are going to be. I'm not going to do any special tweaking, any post-productions, or anything of that sort. You're just going to hear the bare bones of it. And folks, when I gave those lists of the microphones, that was not in order. That was not in order. Okay? Now, what I'm going to switch to right now is going to be the internal microphone on the Mac. The 21.5 inch iMac desktop computer. Alright folks, this is the internal mic on the Mac. Blah. This is the internal mic on the Mac, and you can hear it's so much more sensitive than the Heil PR40, which again is a dynamic mic. This is a condenser microphone. Apple puts in condenser microphones, and you can hear outside. Just listen to that. That was still going on when the PR40 was going on. Okay? This is the mic that's in all standard Mac computers. And you'll hear it on MacBooks, although MacBooks will sort of sound different. They'll have a sort of sound like this because they're real close to it. But anyhow, that's how the internal mic sounds on the Mac. It doesn't sound that great, does it? No. Now I'm going to show you everybody's personal favorite for podcasters starting out. The next mic that you'll be hearing is the Blue Snowball. Okay? Now, I'm going to tell you before I switch over. That mic's USB. This mic is built in. The Heil PR40 that you heard was XLR. And I will explain what XLR is in the course of this video. But anyway, I'm going to be switching to the Blue Snowball. This is a personal favorite of a lot of podcasters, not including myself. I use the PR40 on all my stuff. The PR40 outperforms every microphone in my book. Okay folks, we will be switching to the Blue Snowball. This is a microphone designed by Blue Microphones. They're a company called Blue Microphones. They're out in, I think, Los Angeles, California. They're widely known for their blue microphones, or their ball microphones. I gotta get up over here and grab the Blue Snowball right now. In post-productions, the Blue Snowball will be being switched. I'm gonna get up and switch that right now. Okay folks, this is the Blue Snowball, and you can hear how tinny this sounds. A lot of people love this sound. Now I'm holding this mic in my hand because the PR40 is sort of preoccupying the Snowball stand. When I saw the PR40 how it did, I really despised this mic. And I'll be honest with you, I used to love this mic. But I always used to say, folks, it never sounded right. So when I saw another microphone, I looked at it. Took a look at it. It took me almost 3 years to get the PR40. But enough of the PR40 right now. I'll be switching back to that mic real soon. But this is the legendary Blue Snowball. And I say legendary, yes, because so many people in the voiceover industry, so many people in the radio industry, and so many people in the music industry have used this microphone before. And I'm going to set this mic back down. Okay. The mic is set down on my desk right now. Okay. Now, you're hearing how pathetic this mic sounds. It sounds a bit better than the internal mic when it's sitting down. Okay. And you heard when I was picking it up, when I held it in my hand, how great it sounded. Okay. You're also hearing a big tone difference. Check this out. When I picked that mic up, it sounded so much clearer. Watch this. I'm going to put it back down. Big tone difference. Check that out. I sound like I'm coming from a plastic tube. And this mic just turned around on its side now. It just turned. Okay? I sound perfectly fine. And watch this. What do you need this for? In a professional microphone. 10 dB pad. You get a 10 drop. This 10 dB decibel pad. This pad allows you to put out the vocals a bit differently, or the guitar a bit differently. And then here you've got what's called omnidirectional. Okay, so I can take this mic, I can turn it around, I'm talking into the back of it. But what's this? This is cardioid. Everybody knows cardioid. Well, guess what? This microphone is turned around in the back. I just covered up the front of it, and guess what? It's picking me up no problem. I sound like I'm on a phone. Actually, this is a damn good phone sounding mic. Now we're on the 10 dB pad, and I'm popping my P's in the back of the microphone, folks. I'm popping my P's in the back of a microphone. Just turn the mic back around there. Again, this is the Blue Snowball. This is USB. Okay? This is USB. It runs about 99 bucks. Really, I don't want to say low quality sound to discourage people, but it really is low quality sound. It's the only thing I can say. And listen to how sensitive this is. You hear that? You can hear the rainstorm outside. You can't do that on the PR40. Okay? The PR40 will outperform you. This will outperform any other microphone, the PR40 will. Okay? I'm going to disconnect this mic, and I'm going to hook up the next mic on the list, the DM420 by Olympus Audio, Olympus America. It's a handheld recorder. Check this beast out. Alright folks, this is the Olympus Audio recorder. It's a handheld recorder. It's stereo. It's got 2 condenser mics on it. Now, I'm not a real big fan of condensers, but when you're going to try to pick something up, okay, when you got to pick something up, you want to hear great quality. And in my case, I want it to pick everything up, and this is a perfect example of how it picks everything up. Okay, this runs about $119 for this. It's a little handheld recorder. It's got 4 gigs of space, or 4 gigs or 2 gigs. I'm not exactly sure. I think it's got 4. No, it's 2 gigs. It's a 2 gig setup. It's $119. It works really well if you want to pick something up. And look at this. I can stand up. I'm no longer at my workstation, as I like to call it, my workbench. Okay, I'm actually walking across my studio here. And it's picking everything up, and I'll walk back across again, and I'll show you my workbench, or my workstation as I like to call it. And yeah, there you go. And again, this is the Olympus America, or Olympus Audio DM420, and as far as I know, I believe they discontinued the DM series, but it's fully accessible for us blind people. If I've got any blind people looking at my videos, well, I shouldn't say it's fully accessible. It's not exactly fully accessible, although it is accessible to the most point. Now, there are some things you can't do, like check the clock or set the clock, or see what the temperature is of the battery. You can do that if you're sighted, but you can't do that if you're a blind person. The speech will not read it to you. But who really cares about the clock? I mean, come on, I've got a clock on my computer. It's set to 24-hour time. Who cares about the temperature of the battery? If it just starts dying on, you head up and charge it or something, Although the temperature of the battery would be nice to know. The clock, I don't really care so much. But yeah. There you go. This thing's got 53 hours of battery life on a full charge. It takes about 4 hours to charge it from completely dead to full charge. 53 hours, 2 gigs of space. It's not bad. The formats it does is MP3 or WMA. Now you can set your preferences of WMA/MP3. There's even different recording presets. Again, all fully accessible to the blind people. But the reason why I made this video is not to sell a certain mic. Not to tell you to buy a certain mic. I wanted to do a video comparison. Okay, a video comparison of the microphones I had. So you heard the Blue Snowball, you heard the PR40, you heard the internal mic on the Mac, and now you're hearing this one. And you're going to hear the Heil PR40 to usher us on out of here. Peace. Okay, considering I'm not a real big fan of dead air, I figured I'd line that one up in the PR40's range there. But folks, in every one of those microphone tests, except for this one, you've heard background noise, you've heard hiss. Now, the reason for doing this video, as I stated earlier, I wanted to compare the microphones, but I've heard a lot of people on YouTube saying, hey, I like this microphone over this mic, and most of the time they're USB condenser. Why do you need a USB condenser mic? It's cheap. Yes. They're not real great in sound quality though. Dynamic microphones are the way to go. Now let me explain to you what XLR is. I said I was going to get to that in a second, or in the video here. And basically what XLR is, it's a different hookup than USB obviously, but basically what XLR is, you hook a XLR cable, which is a pretty thick cable. Mine's about 2 inches thick. You can get an XLR cable for $10, maybe even $5. And how to hook it, you've got two ways. You can either do it via board and a mixer, which will run you up to maybe $200-300 considering what kind of board and mixer you're looking at. You can get a mixer for around $40-50 and a board maybe for 50 or 60. And you realize that's close to 100 right there. Okay, or you can take the route I took, which was a preamp and a converter. I got the Blue Icicle here. That's from Blue Microphones. The same company I showed you made the Blue Snowball. I will say I'm not a real big fan of their Blue Snowballs, but I love their preamp with a passion. The preamp is a fantastic little device, and hell, it makes my life 10 times easier. It really does, folks. I mean, all I do, I plug the XLR cable into the preamp, then plug the other end into the microphone, plug the little USB cable into my computer, and I'm set to go. This thing will run phantom power, which is a condenser microphone without the ribbon inside, and then it will run ribbon power, which is basically a microphone that's got a little ribbon inside. That's what generates the power. Then you hook it into the preamp, and it does its deal. Or you can do all that with the board, and again, the board will take you up a bit. But anyway, the reason for making this video was I wanted to compare microphones. I wanted to show you guys that the easy way is not always the best way in regards to quality. Now, it depends what you're doing. If you're looking to make it into the voiceover industry or broadcasting, as a lot of people know that's what this channel's for. If you're looking into make it anywhere in this realm of career choice, you're going to have a problem if you go with the Blue Snowball or the little handheld recorder, the DM420 as I showed you earlier. And definitely not the internal mic. My brand of choice is Heil. Okay, Heil the whole way. The PR40 really outperforms every microphone, as I said earlier. Okay, I've seen Newmans. I've seen big Beta 58s from Shure. I've seen a lot of these mics, and they just don't compare. And don't even get me started on other USB mics like the Yeti or the Yeti Pros or the Logitech microphones. Here's the deal. They all tell you they're noise reductive. We'll take a look at this. The Snowball was supposed to be a noise reductive mic. The Logitech headsets, which I don't have anymore. I threw mine away because it stopped working. And it broke in 5 months almost, which is a really bad thing about USB mics. They break too easily. But they all say to be noise reductive, and they pick up everything. This microphone, there's people talking. There's a damn rainstorm outside my window right now, and the mic's not even picking it up. There's people talking outside my door. It's not picking it up. The other mics did, no problem. So guys, if you're looking into getting to professional quality, you go for the Heil. I don't care if it's the, Heil PR31BW. Do your research on that. I'm just telling you my favorite mic of all the microphones I've ever used, all the microphones I personally bought, it is the Heil PR40 from Heil Sound running XLR through a little preamp. and it's a phenomenal pickup. I can move on this microphone, and you can't even tell I'm moving around right now. I'm moving my head left and right. Now, obviously, if I turn this way, I didn't change tone, but I am out of mic access, aren't I? Oh, and watch this. I'm going to get up here, and I'm going to go around here, and I'm not exactly talking to the back of the mic. Look at how bad, look at how not that clear at all you could even hear me. And if I go around the back of the mic, you wouldn't even be able to hear me. This thing puts out 40 dB of rear. No other mic company can say they do that. All right, folks. Well, this has been a microphone review of the Heil PR40, the Blue Snowball, the DM420, and the internal microphone on the Mac. For YouTube.com, this is James Clark saying peace, best regards, and come back next time.